good day, good morning, and good night. Welcome, Positive Rate. We got a new plane to try out today, and I'm really excited about it. It is the PMDG 777-200 extended range. Absolutely beautiful airplane. Big welcome, Nighthawk. What I can see on the tarmac, how you doing? I'm Willy Canuck. Hope you're doing well. And Nighthawk, I believe you are in the Airbus 330-200, aren't you? Yes. And it does look like an Airbus 330-200. Looks like he's already pushed back onto the grass there. Comparable airplane. 777-200 was the first entrance into the 777 series. It's a smaller plane than the 300, but still a very impressive range. Very much a long hauler. The fidelity on this is brilliant, and you can see we got everything all set up there, gates and stairs. I think the luggage is already almost loaded, and we've got our catering and various things going in there. I think there's a water truck under there somewhere as well. Where's that? Yeah, there's a water truck, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. That could be ground power. Anyway, so we are going to we're going to take a spin down to Oz. We're finally reaching Australia, and I'm absolutely delighted because we do have a lot of Australian viewers. So hopefully we'll be swinging around your neck of the woods at some point. But our plan is to go down the east coast of Australia initially, anyway. And I'll just bring up the route if I can find out where to put it. Right. One of these things. Okay, yeah, so we are taking off from Port Moresby. That's where we left off from Papua New Guinea. I had a lot of fun in Papua New Guinea. Very, very beautiful country. Pretty direct route here. Not much to speak of, so we've got lots of news to cover today. We just need to get to Australia. That's the main thing. So we're taking off from Port Moresby. It's pretty much a direct to TENCH. And it's almost a southerly route into the DAGSI 1 arrival for Mackay Airport. I don't know if they pronounce it Mackay or Mackay. And if it was in Scotland, they would say Mackay, but I suspect they probably say Mackay. Anyway, intercepting DAGSI, we're coming in. It's an RNAV arrival into runway 14. And it's pretty much a 3-degree declination from... what do you call it? Bikini? BMKNI. Right down into Mackay. Which we got scenery of. Mackay scenery is updated for 2024, so we've got that installed in the sim. Mackay, to be fair, is not an airport that's really suited for the 777. You're going to see that. The runway is only about 6,000 feet. We can absolutely land there. It's the parking that's going to be interesting. 2 large planes. And Kelvin Love is Lisa123 says, H, hi, how you doing? How you doing, Kelvin? Great to see you. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. Actually, I'll just give you a preview of that RNAV arrival too. So yeah, pretty much from well, we call it Bravo Mike Kilo November India. We'll begin an RPA decline by 3 degrees, and then that will intercept into Mackay Airport. So that's how we're going to do that. Anyway, but let's get this beast powered up, shall we? Bring up the sim noises as well. I can find everything. I didn't sleep very well last night. I was having very strange dreams about being chased. Which, don't ask. Anyway, but we're just at the crest of dawn here, so you can see that sun is starting to come up, and we're all nice, beautiful lit up. It's a fantastic cabin, or flight deck. We are already loaded, so I'm going to start dispensing of all the various vehicles right here, so we can release the galley, forward cargo, aft cargo, stairs can come away as well. We should see all that disappear. aft galley, that's gone, right? We are now completely away. We should see that cargo doors hopefully closing. Yes, they are. But I mean, look at the detail on this. And the sound package on this is really extraordinary as well. So I'll probably turn the music down just so you can hear everything starting up. Making good use of the checklist. You do get, you can override this, but I like the way it's been implemented, so I'm probably going to actively use this today, because it is pretty cool. So, and we've got lots of options for this screen down, so we can go to our doors, have a look there. We can see all the doors are closed. So at this point, we're going to go to door management. We're going to request the staff arm all the doors, which basically enables, if they have to be open emergency, it will initiate, you know, slides, inflatable slides and boats and all that kind of thing. Ground maintenance, I don't think we have to do anything ground maintenance there. So we still have ground connections. We still have ground power connected. Nighthawk says you can't get your chocks removed. Oh no! That's annoying. Hopefully we don't have that problem. There's all sorts of weird things that crop up with... oh, I've got ground power connected, that's fine. Okay, so let's... I'm just going to go to the back of the airplane and see. I can't remember if they said Boris Audio Hub with this. I don't think they did. I think PMDG's done their own packages, so we might not get the same kind of... I'm just going to bring that music right down. I just want to see if we can hear the APU sparking. I don't know if we can, but... and actually I'll put that on stat. That gives us our APU information so we can see that spooling up, because that doesn't come up automatically. Alright, here we go. No, I don't think you get that clever ignition sound. So it's so quiet though, so the only way you're really going to know that the APU is spooling up is by going to the stat page, and you can see that the RPMs are increasing there, EGT is coming up. And as soon as that kicks in, one of the telltale signs, the secondary external power automatically comes off once it once the breakers detect the APU power coming in. And just keep an eye on it there. Hopefully you're having a good week, and hopefully Nighthawk gets his chocks off somehow. Did you do it from outside the airplane, Nighthawk? That's the question. I think maybe if you do that, on that plane, I think you do have to take the chocks from the outside, do you? That might be one way to fix it. But I don't know. I don't fly the any builds when I can avoid it, and this is why I was so excited when the PMDG 777, basically the first airliner available from PMDG for 2024. I was like, yep, I'll have that. And the pricing was still pretty good. I think I paid about £60 for it, which I thought was very reasonable. Okay, APU running. We'll get that message there, so you can see that the secondary power, external power has come up, so we can take off the primary external power as well. The APU is now powering the aircraft. We can release that ground power, and we'll now get an option to remove the chocks. Just check that our seat belts are on, and I'm going to go back to checklist page. Where are we? So flight deck doors are closed and locked. Passenger signs, yes, we'll get those on. Checklists are helpful, aren't they? MCPV12, yep. So we still need to do that. So let's get that going here. First thing we'll do, enter initial position. We'll bring that into our position initiation there. That is set. Go to our route. We've done this through SimBrief. There is an OFP available in the show notes, and I think I might have posted it up in the top of the chat here as well. So we're going to select that route. We've already set our payload and feel free through the load page. I'll just show you what that looks like on here too. And this is really good because this is something relatively new to the PMDG series. And it allows you to bring in your weights right in from the airport, and you can see right here we should have 19.4 kilos in total, and if I go over here I can see 9.7 aside, which is what we want. So we're going to load that route. And it takes a little bit of time. And once that's in, we'll select our departure. It is a straight out departure today, so it's pretty much runway heading, and then we'll intercept our first waypoint. There's our activate queue. Can hit that. Execute light comes on. Look at the glow on that. That's lovely. And if we now go to our legs page, we can see that our very limited light plan, very straightforward, is in there. We can go to our departure now. We are running 14 left today. No SIDs to worry about, so we're just going to go straight back to our index and to our arrival. And it's going to be DAGSI 1, RNAV 14. And we'll execute that again. And now if we go to, our transition is, that's a good question. It's BMK KNA. I know that because that's our start of our descent. So if we go to plan, should be able to do a preview on that now. And just like the 777, you can step through this. It's fairly standard now, and we do have a little bit of funniness there. Oh, right. Okay, we don't need that then. So what we'll do is we'll bypass that. We'll just, if we go down here, we can see Letus was the last. We'll just take BMK and I. That was the start of our descent, and we'll bring that in. It's cute. And if we now step through. There we go. Lead us to BMKI. You got the chocks removed, had to literally stand and click them off? Yeah, I thought you might have had to do that. Right, let's just have a look at our charts again. And I have a method to my madness here. Wrong one. So, the start of the approach is about 10 miles. That's where we want to begin our point 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a fix. The runway heading is 139. So if we take the reciprocal of that on the compass, that gives us 319. I'm sure there's people out there that can do that far quicker than I in their head. I just do it by calculator to make sure I know what I'm talking about. So if we go back, remember 10 miles and 11 miles. What we're going to do is we're going to go to so BMK and H, right? KM. Okay, I think that's what's referencing is the airport here. So we go in our fixed page, we'll drop that in there. Very handy. And remember, we want that reciprocal course of 139, which is 319. Oh, wait a minute. Try that again. So we want 319/10, which is just after the start of our descent. And then we're going to do a /11, which it just, and what I like is it just copies that that bearing as well. It's important. So what that'll give us is that pretty much gives us a descent ring. It's really good visual indication of where we need to go, and it's somewhere in the middle of these two lines just before we hit 10. So that's where we're going to start our RPA descent, which we'll use up here. There'll be a VS mode. We'll go to FPA, flight profile attitude or something. I can't remember what that calls. And then you can actually, well, I can't do anything right now, but you'll see we can set that for 3 degrees. Meaning, though, that we must be at a hard, so if we go back to BMK, that says 3340 above. We don't want that. We want 3340 dead on. So I'm going to override that, and that's just going to tell the VNAV, make sure you get down to that altitude by the time you hit that waypoint. And actually, I'll probably, I'll put in 4,000 or lead us, just so there's absolutely no worries about us hitting that altitude. Okay, right, we can take this out of plan mode now, back into map, drop the range right down. Hello, I'm Japanese, nice to meet you. Hello, do you have, can Can you post an English version of your name so I know what to call you? But a huge welcome. Thank you for joining. Glad to see you today. Okay, so that is our flight plan loaded. We now want to go to our performance calculations. So our zero fuel weight today is 162.9. Plug that in. That should give us a gross weight of 182, which it does. That matches, so that's good. That's a good cross check there. We'll accept that load, and we'll go back to our index. Let's go into our takeoff. We're going to do flaps 5 today. Center of gravity is 26. Oh, takeoff. Actually, this is confusing. Takeoff center of gravity is 27. It gives us a trim of 5 dead on. So if we go down here, we can actually move that, which you can do with the just the APU power, which is great. That's now set for our takeoff thrust. We will come back to that page though. So for our thrust, we want to go to our takeoff performance tool here. Going to be 14 left. Import everything from the aircraft. Right, no METAR available. I don't know why it's saying that. Because if you go into here, there is METAR available. So I think there's a slight bug in that. But anyway, it's 150 for 10 knots at 27 degrees. So we'll go back in our performance tools. So it's 150 for 10. We said 27 degrees, and our QNH is 1008. And if we calculate that, we now get a select temperature of 47. We can put that in here, and that will probably switch it out. That gives us a derated takeoff. Descent forecast and wind data is ready. We'll get to that in a minute. If we go to the next page, then this is where we can put our winds in. So 150.10. Just so the aircraft knows what the tablet knows. This may impact some of our calculations. That's why I haven't put our takeoff temperatures in here. And we said 27 degrees, didn't we? So put that in. Right, now if you go back to this page, still giving us 27 degrees. Our trim has actually changed now to 5.75. But let's put in our V1 rotating. So because we're quite light, we don't have a lot of fuel. So we're quite light for a takeoff, and this is why you're getting rotations kind of closer to like a regional airjet, because basically it's we're carrying obviously more weight, but for the size of the airplane, it's quite capable of taking off. So it's 129, 132, and 138. 129, 132, and 3.8. The cross check there, is that correct? Yes. Our trim is now reading as 5.75, so that's taken into a few things into account. So we want to, and this notches up by 25% as well, so it's absolutely dead easy to get the correct. There's halfway and there's 5.75, so that's our trim ready to go. Okay. If we want our route sorry, our wind data, which is available in this, we just go to our data page on the legs page. That'll bring in the winds. There we go. It says you want to execute that. Yes, we do. And then for our descent winds forecast, we go to our VNAV page onto the descent here. You can see forecast comes in here. We'll ask to load that as well, and that gives the airplane a much better idea of the profile it needs to take during descent. A couple quirks with this plane, which I'm going to talk about on descent, and it took me a few tries to understand what was going wrong, and it was going horribly wrong. But we seem to have got it licked now. Okay, we're coming up to our departure time, so we better get a move on here. So that is pretty much everything ready to go. I don't think we have anything else to worry about. We can look at approach probably in a wee while, but I think just for the time being, just to have something in, we'll say we're going to do, we'll just pick the suggested here, flaps 3129, which gives us VNAV plus 5, that'll give us 134 descent speed. And I think that's us. So, MCP, it's asking, have you set your V2 at your heading track? No, we haven't. So let's set that. So that's, I think our departure runway today is 14 left. That's right. 142. Okay. So we'll set 142 up here. And nice little details, you hold that down and it really spools up quick, so you're not sitting there waiting for that thing to wind up. Initial altitude 10,000, quite happy with that. Don't need to change anything there. We can put on our flight directors now because we've got ADRS aligned, and we can also put on our LNAV and VNAV. Before we set our barrel up here, that should be 1008 actually. There we go. And have we set up initial altitude, heading track, V2, MCP? Yes, that is all done now. Takeoff speeds, yes, we've just set those, gone through that. CDU pre-flight complete, I don't know necessarily what that means. Have we set the trim? Yes, we have. Taxi and takeoff briefing, right. So we are going to... remember if we can get charts in here somewhere. Yes. Departure. Airport briefing, airport info, right. So we are currently sitting up here somewhere. Runway 14 left is over, so we're going to push back. I think we're already kind of facing that way. We'll probably head out Bravo to Alpha and take Alpha all the way around to 14 left. And Nighthawk, if you're ready to go, feel free to lead the way, and I'll get some drone footage of you taking off. Or I can go first today and get you landing. It's up to you. Let me know. So yes, that's our takeoff procedure. Our beacon can now come on, and you can see that automatically updates there. And we just click back to normal, and it automatically takes us on to our next checklist, which we'll go through after engine starts. So because that is before taxi, isn't it? Right. Okay. No need to push back, so we're actually just ready to start up here. Everything, all of our generators are ready to go. Our hydraulics is ready. We can bring in those pumps now. Everything else is looking green. All of your bleeder and everything is all pretty much automatic. You're on your way. You're a hideous default aircraft on your screen. Oh, am I, sir? Oh well. Right. Anything else we need to think about at the moment? No, I think so. Let's go for we get some beautiful views here. Let's go for engine 1 start, or engine 2 start. We'll do engine 2. Oh, there's Nighthawk. He is. Well, Nighthawk, you look fabulous, sir. Right, so we're going to move that to start, and you can see that starting to spin here. That bleed air funnels through from the APU. And the N2 on these tops out. Usually it's about 20 on the N2. For this, it's like it's 100. I don't know how it's actually measured. If it's like 100. What it actually refers to, but I'll show you what it means. So if we go back to put our engine page on here, see it's N2's at 11.4. Sorry, I missed the decimal. So rather than 20, it's only like 10% because the fans are so huge. That's part of the reason, right? So, and just listen to this, guys. This is really nice. Beautiful. these are, I'm flying with the Trent engines as well. The sound detail on this is really nice. Sound for me is a massive thing. If it sounds good, for me it's the icing on the cake, and it just brings so much enjoyment for me. We got a good engine start. We can see that selector's good back. We can start with engine 1. See that N2 coming up to just about 10%. That's where we want to kick it back in. And that should give us fuel on engine 1. Coming up soon, by the way, we've got yet another airplane coming our way. One I'm very, very, very excited about. And we'll be talking about that on the news today. Is engine 1 spooling up. We'll see that selector will tick off by itself shortly. Right there. There you go. On to normal. Everything is good. Don't have to worry about continuous or anything like that. I think it's all managed automatically by the airplane. Quite a bit of automation compared to the 737. Indicated airspeed takeoff today, as we said, I think our VREF was 138, isn't it? So we'll take that down. Okay. Taxi light can come on at this point. You can see that sun's really starting to rise now. Let's drop those sounds a bit. And I think we're ready to go. So kick the brakes, take those off, and we'll do a nice little spool up here. Really low takeoffs. It does. Yeah, I don't know, but that's what the calculator's telling me. It's never steered me wrong yet. Oh, do we have chocks off? That's a question. I can't remember if I took those off or not. No, we didn't. Yeah, that's not gonna. We're not gonna go anywhere with that. Okay. There we go. Now we're rolling. So we both had chalk difficulties today, Nighthawk. And for a large airplane, this handles absolutely brilliantly. Very responsive. One thing we haven't done yet is done flaps. So before taxi, let's do our checklist here, right? Any ice that is on recall, we can do that. That's our button here. Recall is clear. Anti-brake set to RTO. Flight controls. If we go up to here, we can see there's flight controls there. Pull back, pull forward, center. Ailerons left, ailerons right, center, rudder left, rudder right, center. Everything looking good. We'll do a quick check on our spoilers. Working. And now's probably a good time. We'll set the brakes here. Now's a good time to set our flaps. Watch this. So we're going to set flaps 5. And listen to the noises on this. There's the hydraulic pumps. Or it could be the front spoiler coming down, to be fair. Not the spoiler, slats. Absolutely amazing. Things like this make my life worth living, let me tell you. Beautiful, there we go. Takeoff configuration, so we'll go back to our checklist here. Flight controls, yes, we checked that. Ground equipment is clear, that's fine. Before takeoff, flaps are set to 5, so that we've already passed that. Kick the brakes off. Let's go taxi out. Nighthawk's already waiting on us. Those big Trent engines don't take much coaxing to move this plane, and of course we are very light, so it's going to be even more agile at the moment. Bring that plane around. Just see how much room this airplane needs. Ooh, don't know why we stopped there. Must have hit the brakes. Okay, Nighthawk is lined up. So we'll go join them at the entry line. And that entry line is well back from the runway, so that's probably where we'll stop. Actually, no, I think that's if you have two airplanes. That's what it is. We'll take it right up to the edge. A little bit of braking there. Slowly bring that airplane down. Right about there. Okay, brakes can come on now. It's good. Everything's good there, and we'll get some shots of Nighthawk taking off. You hear those Trent 700 engines whining? Wow, what a noise. From a multiplayer airplane, that's awesome. Wow. I haven't heard that kind of quality out of a multiplayer engine before. Multiplayer airplane. This Trent 700 spool up. Here he goes. If you could have a drone over the airport, eh? Imagine some of the footage you get. A little bit of crosswind he's battling there. And a rotation. Up he goes. Beautiful. Okay. That's us. So, lane lights can come on. Everything else we want to, we're just going to switch this to off and back on again just to let the cabin know we're ready to go. You should typically get a cabin, strips can come on as well, so I don't know if we're going to see much here. Only complaint about Microsoft 2024 or Flight Simulator 2024. The exterior lighting is almost invisible on this airplane. It's some. I think I know what the problem is now. It's and I'll get into it a bit later, but it's something to do with the way that they organize level of detail now. Oh, TCAS sound over. Are we ready? Did I actually get that TCAS on this question? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Okay. Right, that's us. Before takeoff, or that's after takeoff, that's fine. Come back to that in a minute. Okay. Bring this power up. Okay, and we are rolling. Listen to those trend spool.
80 knots.
V1.
Rotating.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Throttle back so we get to initial climb out. At this point, flaps can come in. Autopilot can come on. I'll let LNAV take over. It's 230 knots. We can bring in the slots as well. Fully retracted indication. After takeoff, landing gear is up. Flaps are now up. Back to normal. And that's it for now, guys. So we can probably just put this back to engines. Oh, the APU is still on. Turn that off. And through the clouds we go. Lots of good detail on the wing flex on the airplane as well. Okay, at this point I'm going to switch our altitude up to our cruise level, which I think is 410 as well. Above those wings now. And up we go, guys. Love the sound of those trends. Nighthawk up in the distance. Lots of turbulence today. So, no way we're taking those seatbelt signs off at the moment. Okay, it is climb out time. You know what that means? Coffee time. So I'll leave you with some of these beautiful views. Love the detail, just the glare on the paint and everything like that. It is fantastic. I'm gonna grab coffee. I'll be right back. And back. Where are we doing? How are we doing? This Nighthawk. Right. Standard pressure indication there. So quick click. Oh, we got all sorts of lights that should have come off, eh? I think we're a bit smoother air now. Oh, come on, get up there. Off. Okay. I think you could just use auto for that, can't you? Yeah. Heading bug is off, so just get that aligned. Let's extend that range out a bit. Definitely getting pushed around by the wind here. How are you? How's the airplane performing for you, Nighthawk? Is it doing what it should be doing? What a beautiful, beautiful airplane. Should we do a cabin tour? Let's go have a look. Lots of storage here. I think there must be a crew accommodation somewhere. I can't remember. Yeah, you're not going to see much in the way of click spots. I don't know if that works. Just for display. Here's your first class. I think there's 2 first class sections here. Yeah. Obviously, this slightly less first-class section has to tolerate all the economy passengers coming by. That's why there's a curtain. And then you've got your business class. And I think it's economy now. Yeah, there's economy. So that is it's a 343 configuration. I've been on a 200. They're actually lovely planes to fly on. It was a really good passenger experience for me. You can just see how big this thing is. And you got a big galley at the back, I think. I don't think the toilet's open. No, they don't. Take a peek at the galley. Look at the size of this galley, though. Holy crow. That's a galley. That is a massive galley. There's your crew rest. Absolutely crazy. There you go. British Airways livery, obviously, that I'm flying here. Sorry, I didn't realize my camera was off. And we'll have news at cruise. As we're out over the wide open ocean here. Oh, this is another thing. I forgot to do this. Always when you're doing your takeoff speeds, I was always going back and forth. I completely forgot. You can just click here and actually move that tablet around. How cool is that? That's a nice little detail. And full screen. There you go. There's our position. Oop. It looks like we're over land, but it's actually the opposite. There's the land, so this is the water. Quite a lot of water between us and Australia, but not for too long. And if you want to get that tablet back, you just click on that. It moves. Really, really cool. Oh, should we get some different tunes here? What do we got? $36,000 feet, almost there. You can see that climb rate's really, really come down now. Oh, it's going back up here. But even at this altitude, it's still pushing 2,000 feet per minute, which is quite insane. Possibly because we're light. Right, anything else that we haven't done? It's on our, that's before descent, isn't it? Recall. Yeah, so we got a ways before we have to worry about that. Let's see what our fuel situation is. Everything's nice and balanced. Nothing in the center tank, obviously, because we're only got a 2-hour run here. This looks cool, but it doesn't really do much. What I do like is you can get into your FX actions from the center CDU. And they got this thing called like a cabin interphone. From what I can tell, if I go all call, I don't know if it actually does anything. Looks interesting though. You remember I talked about, well, I didn't mention anything, throttle position. So your throttle, I've got a SciTech throttle quadrant. I'll move it around, you can see that that's tracking the relative position of where the throttle is at the moment. Right? Well, remember I mentioned that because before descent you have to do something which is quite vital, otherwise you're going to create all sorts of problems for yourself. To the point where I had to go to the forums and I happened to find an old post about someone with the same issue, which was, by the way, answered by the community. I got a little bit annoyed because there was, I won't name names, but there was a number of comments saying, read the manual. Which just, and I'll tell you what, the manual would not necessarily have pointed this issue out. So thank you to the PMDG community. For helping me understand what was going wrong, and in my service to the community, I'm going to pass that knowledge on to you if you have the PMDG 777. I imagine this will be the same with the 200 or the 300, which is coming out. May already be out, actually. There we go, just like that, almost at 41,000 feet. Engines spooling down. I don't think you can really hear much. Look at, I love how the engines move on the nacelles as well. It's so true to life. Stunning, stunning attention to detail. What an era we live in for flight simulation. It's so amazing. Anyway, that is... It's time for the news, so let's get going. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm supposed to do this first. There, that works a bit better. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Aerosoft has made a last-minute announcement that they are going to be attending FS Expo. I thought they were already there. I'm pretty sure I looked at a map and saw that Aerosoft was there, but here you go. Anyway, maybe it was up for grabs. I don't know, but they're definitely going to be there. Tons of great scenery that they're producing right now. I would personally like to congratulate them on the improvements to the CRJ. Again, I think I've mentioned this on stream. With the V2, there are better products out there, but the CRJ is the only CRJ that you can get for simulator, and I think it's an absolutely beautifully serviceable aircraft. And apparently there's an overhaul for the flight dynamics coming out quite soon as well. Which is really good. They're really refocusing their attention back onto their initial release product for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm so delighted at that because it's a great airplane. It's got a great heritage to it. Aerosoft has put a lot of passion into that product, you can tell. So I'm really happy about that. We'll see what happens about other things. Not much press about the A330, has there? And I suspect that could be dead on arrival, unfortunately. But I'm hoping that that we might hear about something else, maybe another regional airliner. I would love to see something like a Saab 340, which no one seems to have attacked yet. Something that, if they can bring that level of quality from the CRJ to another product, that'd be fantastic. Whether they have that capability right now with Mathis departing shores for PMDG, I don't know. And hopefully the Aerosoft and the PMDG booths are a healthy distance away from each other. We'll say no more about that. Anyway, so do keep an eye out if you're going to the expo. It's next week, I think, isn't it? The expo. Elevatex is now available, and it's completely free, which is a big deal. Looks very much like Volanta, doesn't it? Very much like Volanta. I don't really know what the capability of this product is, but for the sake of it being completely free, go get it. I will definitely go try it out. And great thing about it is it supports X-Plane, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, 2024, prepared even, DCS. And my God, if you're still flying it, you're a diehard fan, FSX. Service Pack 1. I think there was a Service Pack 2. Surely didn't need anything after that. Yeah, there you go. But it's completely free product. So yeah, I'll definitely be checking out to see what it's all about. I do like Volanta. My biggest problem with Volanta is obviously they're trying to push for the premium service. I think a lot of people do benefit from that. Personally, I've just not really seen the drive. It's almost, the competitions thing. I think Volanta brings a lot of great features, don't get me wrong. It's just not something personally that I would use. But I'm sure there's people out there to like it. But for a free product, which looks pretty good, and I like the detailing on here as well, it's maybe one to look for. It doesn't really say what it does apart from the tracking. It's maybe just like a flight radar for Microsoft 2024, which is cool. You're flying on Elvit. Oh, are you on Elvitic? Well, maybe, you know what? Let's go download this then. Why not? I think you have to create an account and everything, do you? Anyway, I'll let that cook in the background. Oh, just lost one of my news things. Darn. Iron Sim has brought out Paro Airport. This is in Bhutan. It looks really pretty. Look at that. I love some of the airports you get out in Asia. They're so unique. Not too expensive as well. You can get it on Sim Market for 16.5 euros, which isn't bad. Or go check it out in Orbix if you tend to use Orbix. Inabuilds has released Providence Airport. This is Rhode Island Airport for Microsoft 2024. Nice little video there we can probably show you. Inabuilds, of course, no stranger to the scenery side of things, and probably one of the best things they do is scenery, I would say. I think their aircraft are good. Would never dissuade anyone from buying an Inabuilds aircraft, but I would certainly say their scenery is where they really shine. And that's looking good. The details in here are absolutely spectacular. Looks like a very pretty airport as well. Mind you, I think Rhode Island's a little bit posh, isn't it? If you can afford to live there, you're doing all right. Speaking of aircraft, though, Inabuilds has revealed the F406 Caravan 2 for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. There's a video here as well. I'll show you what that looks like, so you can get a good look at it. Tell you one thing Inabuilds is absolutely spectacular on is texturing. And I can understand why Synaptic Simulations with their Airbus 220 ended up going to Inabuilds to get help with all that texturing, because that's the one thing I think they were a bit late. They were doing all the avionics, they knew what they wanted to build, but it was that detail around the look and feel of that airplane. And it looks like Inabuilds is going to do a great job. I think that's actually a really excellent partnership. I'm hoping to see great things from the Airbus 220. And they're certainly, I think, doing justice to this as well. I've never actually heard of the 406. I'll be honest with you. Caravan 2, a twin-engine Caravan. What a beast this must be. Certainly, I would say this is comparable to the 414 Chancellor. And also, if you look at things like the Beech King Air, it's probably kind of around that, but just the looks of this, obviously there's quite a bit of stuff there. A guy talking about something, I'm sure it's all good stuff. And of course, speaking of the PMDG, the 300ER and all of the other 777 variants is now compatible. Yes, it is. So that's, if you have the 300ER, fantastic news. You can, I think, possibly right now go and get that updated for 2024. There is a new, what do you call it? PMDG Operation Center. There's a V3 Operation Center that you need to get for 2024 support, though. Just bear that in mind. So you will not be able to update it. I suspect not with the Operation Center 2. You must have V3 to do that. But apart from that, yeah, great. So, and then there's a 200 long range. There's a lot of variants of the 777, isn't there? So yeah, that's great news. Great to see more products coming over to 2024. Now, this is what I'm really excited about. I should have actually left this to the end. I'm going to leave this to the end. iFly releases an experimental update for their MAX 8 into 2024. I have seen this making the rounds on content creators. It's looking really good. I think there are some issues with it, and I have noticed that content creators say that there's a couple head-scratching moments, I think was the best way it was put. I think it was V1 Simulations actually might have said that. But it does look spectacular. It's going to be such a wonderful add-on for 2024. And also, key thing about that, it is the first kind of NG or modern 737 to be added into Flight Simulator. So they've beaten PMDG to the punch. Naturally, this is their core product, so they're going to focus on that. But yeah, this has actually got ahead of the PMDG 737, so it'll be really interesting to see how things play out once PMDG gets around to building the 737, which they've basically said is complete rebuild for 2024. So, oh my God. Anyway. But let's talk about excellence. There is a high standard for high fidelity aircraft in Flight Simulator. Over the years, the trophy on who holds this has changed from studio to studio. If I talk about high quality add-ons, naturally you're going to think PMDG. In some cases you might think Phoenix. Just Flight. Is there anyone else I'm thinking of? I can't think of. Brand names that are associated with good, high quality products, right? Just Flight is obviously connected to this. Black Square made its initial presence known by modifying existing default aircraft for 2022. I think there was a modification, if I'm correct, for the King Air that you could buy, and it was a bit of an overhaul, right? I don't think it got as much attention as it deserved because people certainly recognized that it was improving a default air product, just as Fly-by-Wire was doing initially with the default Airbus 320. But there was something in that, right? And then I think everybody really paid attention when the Duke series came out, the Duke piston and the Duke turbine. Then that's when I really paid attention. Okay, so I had already known the Black Square was pretty good, and I was really it was a aircraft I cared about, and when I first got my hands on it, I'm like, this is next level stuff, right? How could they possibly beat that? I mean, anything to the level of the Duke quality for me is a win, and it's right up there with the A+ rated add-ons as far as I'm concerned. Well, make it room for another category. I think this is going to be the first A++ add-on, and the reason for that, if you can go check out V1 Simulations, did a fantastic interview with Nick, the sole developer from Black Square, who walked him through a lot of the features of the aircraft. Two-Tone Murphy, I believe, a big throw out to Two-Tone Murphy, has either already or will be doing an interview with Nick as well. Watching this in action it just blows my mind. The detail in this plane, built from the ground up, because there is nothing pre-existing. And you have to understand the history of the Beech Starship. The Beech Starship, which I didn't know this, was initially created to replace the King Air. It was a modern design, complete rethink of what small regional airplane should look like. And it was built for performance and modern technology, but bear in mind this was developed in the 1980s, right? So GPS, not even really a thing back then. There was retrofits to some airplanes afterwards. There were only, I think you said the notes, about circa 50 of these built, and only 6 today, thank you to Nighthawk for the notes, are still flying today. I think all of them have had a retrofit GPS, which is represented in this, but it's the height of luxury, and it's fast, and it has a service ceiling of 41,000 feet, which is, for a prop plane, is unheard of. It's absolutely stunning. And the other details, which are just absolutely phenomenal too, your canards, which play a big role, especially on landing, actually retract and extend depending on your flight phase. And the extension is usually for landing and takeoff, right? And this gives increased stability for the airplane at slower speeds and better control on the takeoff and landing phase. But the fact that it can retract, so you can get your to reduce the drag. I mean, it almost has it's almost a forward extension, isn't it? It's absolutely phenomenal. Honest to God, guys, I'm so excited. In the cockpit in this, all of this is built from the ground up. It's all CRT based. It has. It was probably the first of its kind to have an inertial guidance system, which calibrated with VOR signal, and then later with GPS correction. It's got a complete bespoke build in the airplane in real life and in this flight management system. And all the gauges work. The texturing is absolutely phenomenal. You can still tap them in the winter time to unfreeze them. Like all these little details that have come into it, including the visualizations with the tablet that you have seen on the Duke. There you go. So you do get that same kind of quality on the tablet for the Starship as you do for the Duke. I mean, it's just if a picture could tell you 1,000 words, gee, it's absolutely stunning. Massive congratulations to Nick. This is impending on release, I think June 19th. So, I mean, we're days away, guys, days away. And the fantastic news of all this is Just Flight is going to be supporting us in helping us show you this product right here on Positive Rate. I'll have a bit of learning to do, but this is going to be a big, big deal. Hello, Mrs. Tippy. How are you? I'm just talking about my new flare, my new flame, my new love that I'm probably going to be cheating on with this Beechcraft Starship. It looks really good. So there we go. That's the news for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll get back to our flight as soon as I figure out how to get to news. There we go. Yeah, so that just absolutely brilliant. And I'll tell you that Nick, the guy behind Black Square, what a lovely guy. I mean, listening to him talk, he's much like another Nick we know from Hangar Studio 713. Very passionate about his products, knows a lot of the history about what he's designed and what he's developed, and he spent a lot of time with pilots. And one thing I liked about Nick on his interview with V1 Simulations, he said, "Well, you know," V1 asked, "What was the one thing you did or the one thing you like about this airplane?" And Nick actually said, when speaking to pilots, he asked each of them, "What's the one thing about the Beechcraft Starship that made you excited, that you always remember?" And some of them were like behavior things, some of them were sound things. And he compiled a list of all of these. This is my favorite thing about the aircraft from the actual pilots that flew them. He compiled a list and implemented every single thing into his add-on. Who does that? It's just amazing. So, like I said, we don't do reviews on Positive Rate, but in terms of grading add-ons, I'm going to say that the Beechcraft Starship is going to be the first A++ add-on, because I just can't see any kind of detail to that level anywhere else. And yes, that includes the airliners. I'm sorry. Maybe that's a slightly unfair statement. That's fine. That's my opinion. Not to diminish the great work from other studios, but honest to God, the guy's a genius. He's passionate. He absolutely deserves every penny he earns. And we're so excited to see him bring out this new product. And he will be at FS Expo. I think he might even be doing a panel as well. So it'll be really, really exciting to see that. Mrs. Tibby says, "Can't wait for Hangar's new plane to come to marketplace. Hopefully next week." Is this the was this the VSTOL thing? I think I saw mention of it. It's connected to a company that actually produces the airplane. I think this must have been the secret project under the NDA that he couldn't talk about, I presume. Anyway, just a quick check here. Top of the descent. We're still well ways away. So we'll just have to fill the time by talking about things. That's right, I had the volume down there. Yeah, that was the one with the India. I thought it might be, yeah. So it's almost like they've done it as like a promotional supplement to the actual plane. Thank you, that's it. The ATEA Ascendants. Yeah, very interesting looking thing. And he made a pink livery. Of course he did. Why would he not? If there's no pink livery, Mrs. Tippy ain't gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? It's gotta be pink. It's gotta be pink. Is that pink enough? No. More pink. I need more pink. I want the interior pink. I want the toilet pink. I want the flight controls pink. I want everything pink. Do you understand? Something like that. Was that the conversation? Oh, man. So, Mrs. Tippy, we're setting up for a great flight next week. We're going to be landing in Mackay Airport in Australia, and we're going to be focusing on the east coast of Australia, which has lots of scenery and lots of airports. So really, really looking forward to it. I can't remember where the Gold Coast is. I think that is that kind of around Mackay area, a bit maybe further south. You're not that bad. Just happy with a pink livery. I'm sorry. I'm being facetious, of course. I'm being extremely facetious. Remember what I said about descent, guys? There's a throttle thing we have to talk through. But yeah, look at the turbulence. Okay, guys, I'm sorry, passengers, but you need to buckle up. We're getting pushed around a bit here until those winds calm down. We'll see what it looks like in the cabin. I got my my first class seat here. What's their experience? Are they getting shook around a bit? Yeah. Yeah, best to get your seatbelts on. Better safe. You slept in this morning, did you? Did you have a late night? I was actually, I was in bed surprisingly not too bad last night. I think I was in bed by about 10 past 11, which is not I've been into bed earlier than that, but I think that's a pretty reasonable time on a Friday. It was just me and my daughter at the end of the night just watching random music videos. We do this thing which my wife gets fed up with. She just disappears off to bed when we start doing it, but we just start sharing different music with each other. So she obviously comes across some things that I've never heard of, and we'll just find the relevant tune on YouTube, and we use our phones to add to queue. So we both use the YouTube casting tool, and we just load the queue up with songs. Oh, have you heard this? Have you heard this? You know, and initially we just planned to do it for like 20 minutes, but we could spend hours doing it. I think one time we ended up staying up till like 1 o'clock in the morning, and it was like, oh my god, we gotta go. So yeah, and I really have a very diverse taste in music. So some of the new stuff that comes out, and she's got great taste as well. She really likes the alternative scene, but she mixed in with a bit of electronica, rock, all that kind of stuff. She appreciates all kind of variants that way. And she's not really big into hip-hop, which I'm not either. I think hip-hop is just regurgitated nonsense nowadays. As a brand of music, anyway. Yeah, daddy-daughter time. Daddy-daughter time. And how are you guys at the moment? Are you quite busy with work in respects? Nighthawk, remind me, you still work during the week, is that right? I think I asked you this question before, but I can't remember what you said. Oh, Nighthawk's disappeared. I must be pretty far ahead at the moment. Oh no, he's behind me. Oh, I've overtaken him. Okay. Actually, yeah, that's right, because I'm going Mach 8.3. Well, just while we had a different altitude then. Looks like I will be watching you land the Nighthawk. That's good. Work has really picked up again. Well, I guess it's that time of year, isn't it? I just passed you. Yeah, I wish I'd been paying attention. As you would expect from the 777, though, it is on the faster side, isn't it? I think I'm getting a cold. Nighthawk says my aircraft is saying Mach 9.9 in a built. Well, while I think about it, on our descent, this tends to go for a 250 descent, which I think is really silly. So I'm going to change that to 280. Having said that, we'll go Mach. Go So 825/280. So then I think it mode switches at a certain altitude, doesn't it? Just to get that ready. And we can also, I think we already forecasted the winds, didn't we? Yeah, we did. We can revise it though, see if those values change. No, still the same. Oh no, Chris. Of course, it's going to take longer to get it because we're up in the air. It's really cool too. You got this thing, radio down here, and it shows you it's on the data channel. Oh, there we go. Our request has come back. Let's see if those values change. No. Okay. Well, just get to check anyway. Well, I can most certainly tell you you're not going Mach 99. It's the battle of the Trent engines. Trent 700 against, I can't remember what the... 777-200 Trent 800. Here you go. So it's literally one step up. So the Trent 800 for 777 versus 700 for the 330. There you go. Weird glitch now at 0.85. Okay. Yeah, 330 can. I think I can go 8.5. That means you're going to start catching up to me again, though. If I can see you from this view. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're. I think you might be gaining on me. Not far away. This is one thing I could try and do. See if we can do an offset path. Big funny noise. Oh my god, why did my gear come down? That's gonna... I'm surprised alarms didn't go off there, actually. Thought I heard a funny noise. I'm surprised the gear survived that. I would have thought the gear would be ripped off, actually. But never mind. Okay, that's alright. We're okay. Your tag, I'm about 3.5 kilometers away. Okay. I want to see if we can do an offset route. No. There is a way to do it. Alter won't do that. Wouldn't be VNAV to be fair, it'd be LNAV. We do... Let's do 5... Can we do 5 miles? No. Or let's do left 5. L5? There we go. Okay, so left 5. So what's this do? If I do an execute, what's going to do... Zoom right in here. This is pretty cool. This is going to do an offset route. So let's do that. You see how it draws this magenta line? So on the basis that Nighthawk is really close behind me and I don't want to hit him, I'm telling the airplane to fly the route, but 5 miles to the left. And you actually should see Nighthawk passing me here. Look at that. That's a screenshot and a half, isn't it? Okay. There we go. That's correcting on the offset now. You should see Nighthawk emerging off our right-hand side here. But what a neat little feature that is. And I think all airplanes are capable of doing it, but PMDG seems to implement it really well. And that's just a typical collision prevention tool. Where's Nighthawk? Is he around here somewhere? There he is, right beside us. Hey. Isn't that cool? So the question now is whether we want Nighthawk to get ahead of us or behind us. What would you rather do, Nighthawk? Would you rather land first? What we'll do, I'm going to slow down a bit. So let's go to point 8 for now. 824 is our normal one. We'll let Nighthawk get some speed ahead of us, and then once we're happy that he's well ahead, we'll speed up again and rejoin our normal route. And I think to get rid of that offset, you simply just hit the clear button and punch that in. I think that's how you do it. And then once you do that, the plane will just deviate back to its normal path. Can't tell if he's going faster than us or not. I think we might have matched speed. Let's see what happens. Oh, but what a beautiful airplane. I can't recommend PMDG enough. What's your speed now, Nighthawk? You still at 0.85? Your ground speed is 505 knots. Okay, I am now 472, so hopefully that achieves what we're hoping. This might be a good time just to go for a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back, guys. that. I think we really need to slow down here if we're going to get Nighthawk to get some distance. Let's drop to 7.7. Actually, if we clear the offset, that should give us a bit of distance as well. So let's go do that. So I think we hit the clear button. No, or is it del? Delete. There we go. Delete and click. Execute. That clears the offset. Plane will now return to route. Says he's about 8 kilometers away, so probably want that to be about 14. And we should see that going. Oh, it's actually reducing. Because we're all right. We got a ground speed of 450 knots, so if you're still, you should be now gaining 60 or 55 knots on you. You're still at 505. Okay. Coming in right behind him, look at that. I mean, these visuals are awesome. What a fantastic plane. How much of the flight do I have left? So if we go by the chrono, which doesn't match real time right now, we will be in Mackay at 22:12. So that is just under 40 minutes. Just over 40 minutes. Just under 40 minutes. Are you thinking of intercepting us in something? But top of the Descent's not far away. You're thinking, oh, absolutely, you hop in one of those Speedbirds. I know you're just a fighter jock at heart. You might be quicker taking off from Mackay and just flying direct at us from there. I don't know, because there's nothing. Oh, you know what you could do? You haven't flown much this week? All right, just been busy at work. Okay, now we can see Nighthawk starting to gain on us. That's what we want to see. Get that distance built up a bit. Just how you do it in real life. Actually, to be fair, in real life we'd be flying at different altitudes, so I think we're both flying 41,000. Oh, I heard a ding. Oh, so we're 1,000 feet. I'm 1,000 feet higher. Okay. AC comes. Oh yeah, I know about that. It's to do with the aircraft code. Nighthawk. The problem only seems to have really manifested in 2024. I don't know if it's something to do with how FS Live reads the aircraft type. Ooh, we got a new screenshot though. Oh, I love this. Look at this. This is what the livery the Nighthawk's flying. That's brilliant. What a lovely look. Who did that livery? That's amazing. Very cool. Very neat. There's see in proximity where I am when I'm flying my offset route. That's cool. Good shots. Okay, top descent's not far away. Nighthawk's about 6 miles ahead of us. I think we'll let him get to about 8 or so. Then we'll crank it back up to 0.82. Should start seeing some islands there. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Can't remember what those islands are called actually. See if I can find those islands. Okay, here we go. It's called the Percy Group. What's what? It could be Middle or South Island, maybe. Just looking at this. I think we're around here. Let seatbelts off for a sec because I think people probably need a pee. Okay, Nighthawk's well ahead of us now, so let's punch it back up to 8.82. See that distance start to stabilize. There we go. Nighthawk, you said okay, but I can't remember what you said okay to. Yeah, I don't think that's South or Middle Island. I don't think we're that far yet. Looks very blue though, doesn't it? It's almost like a submerged island. Yeah. See if Mississippi shows up. 80 miles top descent. Okay, let's start doing some checklist items here. auto brake today. So recall, do that recall. Nothing on recall. Notes, we are doing the RNAV approach into runway 14. And we're going to have a hard platform altitude at lead us for 4,000, dropping to 3340 on the button at YBMK. And we'll start a 3-degree FPA approach, I should say. Happy with that. Our brake will use 3 today. It's rather short runway. Landing data, VREF, and minimums. Okay. Minimums today. Uh, 550 feet, or 550 barrel. We use 550 barrel. So that's set first. See that changing down here. Oh, I'm changing the wrong thing. There you go. 550 barrel. Mackay is only 2 kilometers long. Yeah, it's a short runway. Totally doable though. If I was in a 380, I'd be hesitating. There we go. 550 on the barrel. That is set. Happy with that. Landing data, VREF, and minimums. We are using flaps 30 129 reference, which is 134. And approach briefing, we have covered that. So that is good. Ready for our next thing. We're about 50 miles from top of descent now. Yeah, it's not a big. It's not really a wide-body airport. But I got scenery for it, and it's relatively close. So I thought, hey, what are you gonna do? We can do it. We're totally able to. Oh, some other cool things about this. You can, if you don't like the sun, you can bring all these shades in there. Isn't that cool? And you can move this around as well. Neat, eh? I don't think it makes any difference to the shadows, though. That's the only thing. That would be the cool thing for me, is if it actually impacted what's happening with the. It's not quite that clever yet, but it still looks amazing. $40 miles top of descent. Okay, we're gonna set our initial 34. What did we say? 3340. So we'll say. 3,300. Just about 40 feet low, but that's fine. We'll correct on the end. Now, remember what I was saying about throttle. For this to descend properly, you have to set your physical throttle right to the bottom. If you don't, when the engines pull back, they won't pull back past your throttle point. So I was making this mistake early when I first started trying this out. My throttles were probably set about 30%, and there was times where the plane needed to go below that, and I couldn't. And I just kept overspeeding over and over again. I was like, what is going on? Sure, and I thought it was a bug. But best way to deal with it is you just drop your throttle to 0. That just allows the auto thrust to go beyond it, and you're fine. So big thank you to the community for helping me find that one. Runway heading, that was the other thing. What is runway heading? Well, oh, it's 139, isn't it? Yeah. And you can see that that runway path already showing up. It's a good visual reference if you're not quite sure where you are. Okay, because I have already planned that altitude, unlike Airbus, the Boeing planes and the 777s included in this will start to descend automatically as long as you've got a command altitude lower than your current altitude. Let's see if we can see any islands yet. I see something out there. Again, these all look like submerged islands, don't they? Oh, there you pen. Can you press a pen? Look at this. It's so silly, but it's funny. Can you hear that? Silly little detail. It even says PMDG on the pen. Look. Funny. We could actually go through the performance indicator. Shall we do that? Performance tool. Landing. Oh no, we can't because we don't have any weather. So unless we punch in something. 6,500 feet. Aircraft. Plot. Yeah, that's 3. So we don't know what the winds are. So we'll just put 0/0. We'll just say 25 degrees because there's no, and we'll just go standard. Yeah, no, there isn't. Landing distance, that can't be right. Our landing distance is the same as the runway length. Okay. Okay, I don't know what that means. That's not right, though. Should be giving you an auto brake suggestion as well. Alright, anyway. What do you want to do? Yeah. Oh, here. Sorry, I was using the wrong page. Let's try this again. 25 degrees. 1013. Import 131 VREF on here. Okay. Anyway, I think we're fine. Oh, is that our top of descent? Yeah, that's just kicked in. Here we go. Nighthawk's a nice healthy distance ahead of us now. So now they're on descent. This the VNAV descent speeds kick in now. So that is 825 or 280, depending on altitude. See, those engines are completely at idle now. Almost. Nighthawk's descending as well. So we got DAGSI first. The VNAV is profiling to hit 4,000 at Letus. And once it passes that, it should automatically descend to 3340. Which is why I've set that just underneath. And then we'll override with the vertical speed on a an FPA of 3 degrees. And all being well, that should put us pretty much almost spot on to Mackay. Okay. Just alert the cabin that we are... Oh, who's up? Stu! Hi, Stu. Hello, how are you? That scared me. you Mrs. Stout fired me. How the heck are you, mate? Hope you're doing well. We're just roughly 20 minutes from landing. Did I jump? I felt like I jumped. I felt like it jumped. Oh, man. Oh, that's why these things are here. I'll have to watch it back, but there you go. That tickled me, that one. This is TP. I leaked out my skin too. I think leaped is what you meant, didn't you? Oh, sorry, Stu. Don't apologize. Don't be silly. No, it's great to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Stu. By the way, next week we're going to be back in the props. We're going to be doing an East Coast tour of Australia, so that might be up your alley. Leaped? Yeah, I thought you meant leaped. Leaked? If you leaked out of your skin, that'd be even funnier, right? No, we don't use those memes enough, I tell you. Right. Sure would. The plane's settled into a nice descent. 280 knots it's holding now. You'll fly anything? Okay, no worries. I will be flying the because I don't have a Duke, so I do have a Cessna 310 though, so I might get that again. I think that was recently updated as well. I might get that a go. Nighthawk, have you given any thought to what you could fly next week? Of course, we do have the Just Flight Turbo Aero, but I just fancy doing a twin next week. And I've heard that there might be an announcement as to when the Black Square Duke airplanes are coming to 2024 at Expo. Possibly, hopefully. All focus has been on the Beechcraft Starship right now. So now that that's pretty much ready to go, Nick's now going to refocus his attention on bringing the Dukes over, which is awesome. You missed that. What'd you miss? Oh, yeah, what are you going to fly next week? And because it's 2024, so we can't fly the Dukes or the... Because is the Chancellor compatible with 2024? I'm going to... Because I'll probably do the Cessna 310. So I don't have a... That's the only payware add-on I have that's 2024 compatible right now. Oh, Chancellor's in 2024, okay. Was that officially upgraded for 2024 then, or did you just port it? Okay, our descent profile suggests that we want to be at 4,000 at Letus. It looks like we're doing okay. It says we're just a bit above profile. That sounds about right. We are increasing our speed here though, so we might get a drag warning, so we'll keep an eye on that. Compatible is the best term. The default 404 is pretty good. Oh, okay, I've never actually tried that yet. I should have a closer look at it. I'd be interested to see the default 404. I wonder if working title had anything to do with it, because if working title helped them develop that, that would probably compel me to try the 404 out. Switch to standard because we don't have a METAR for Mackay for some reason. Airplane's a little bit hot right now, but I think the VNAV does compensate well for land ho. There we go. That's the north of Australia. Is it Australia? Australia. My accent's terrible, eh? Okie dokie dokie. 20,000 feet. Seatbelts, come on now. Drop the music. Drop those tunes a bit. You will eventually get a cabin ready light here too. And that's something that the cabin crew pings through, say that they've got everyone buckled up and stowed away and ready to land. Just kind of neat. Nice little touch. Approach terminus we've now set. That's fine. Don't need to do that. Landing. Speed brake. We'll get to that in a minute. Also, like, you can hear this, the speed brakes deploy as well. It makes this kind of noise. It's very very audible. Very interesting. Passing 18,000. Seem to be descending under Nighthawk at this point. Oh, I'm gaining on you, Nighthawk. Okay, let's slow our descent down a bit. We'll drop to 250. And I think we'll get some flaps out, or some drag out, I should say. I should have actually thought about it because the VNAV descent was set higher than what we were cruising at earlier. So all the hard work I was to try and get some space behind Nighthawk has evaporated a bit. Okay, we're starting to slow down behind me now. Giving the VNAV a good exercise today though, and the LNAV. Okay, that's 250 is selected. We can tuck in those speed brakes. Look at that view. Isn't that beautiful? Approaching 15,000 feet. At this point, we'll put our intervene on the indicator speed as well. So it's at 250 where we want it right now. We'll just be dropping from there. Okay, I think we're on the speed brakes now. Don't think we'll need those again. You can see that's automatically ticked on our landing checklist. And Nighthawk starting to gain on us again, that's good. Just give him a little bit more space. I think you usually have to backtrack on Mackay. That's why you'll need that time. And I think on the 330 you'll probably be using maximum auto braking, won't you, Nighthawk? Okay. Well, the weather in Scotland is very wet. It's just been raining hard and heavy for at least 3 days now. There's a beach at the end of the runway. Oh well, then you'll get a soft landing if you overrun it. There you go. That works out well. Floating a little bit above the flight path here. So I'm going to drop this down to 220. And we'll just do a little bit of braking again. Keep those brakes out until we catch up with the profile. I think because we're getting pushed, we got a slight tailwind as well, so that's probably not helpful. Well, profile's coming back. And we'll get flaps one out. Tucking those brakes again. A little bit of extra drag to keep us on track. All right. Lead us, here we come. What a pretty airplane. Looks very arid out there, doesn't it? Okay. Still in profile. Starting to float up a bit on our is our cabin ready? Remember I said we get a cabin ready? There it is. A bit more braking. Here's me saying we wouldn't need the speed brake again. Okay, Nighthawk is a nice healthy distance ahead of us now. Alright, it is showtime. Okay, happy with the sim profile now, so rearm those brakes. Shouldn't need them again. And we'll come in for landing. Okay. We're set. Minimums are set. Everything else is good. Okay, guys, can you tuck yourselves in? Runway heading is 139. That plugged in. See a path there as well. Gonna command 180 knots. Bit of brakes. Why not? Keep saying the same thing. I don't need those again. Flaps 5 can come out now. Brakes in. Rearm. It's 134 is our approach for speed. Nighthawk will be. Oh, I can see Mississippi down there. Okay, landing light should be on at this point. Don't need that on yet because we don't have center. Do what did you say? Lionheart, Trinidad. Oh, these sports teams, are they? Oh, what you're thinking of using? Okay. Oh, sounds interesting. Okay, get that range right down. 10.3, we want to start our descent. Switch that to FPA mode. Flaps 15. Round about there, and we're going to. No. Oh, come on. Play ball. Three degrees. Three degrees down. Take it at 5. Well, I'll take it at 600 because we'll be off by then. Bit of a profile, so we'll take that up one. One more. And I think our gear can come down. Drop to 134. Flaps 20. Flaps 25. And flaps 30. to go. Center gear can come on, approach. Oop, that was already on. Wish me luck. What am I thinking of using? I'm going to use the Cessna 310 next week, I think.
1,000.
Am I playing?
Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain.
Minimums.
Meant to disable that.
Caution, terrain.
Ah, shut up. That should not be
Caution, terrain.
coming on. Absolutely no reason for it.
Caution, terrain.
Unless I'm missing something. Maybe a setting, I'm not sure.
Caution, terrain. Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
Yeah.
Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
There's nothing
Terrain,
we're gonna
terrain.
hit.
Pull up. Terrain, terrain. 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 Pull up. Terrain, terrain.
Really?
Pull up.
20. 10. 5.
Go. Reverse thrust. Brake 3's kicking in there. Manual braking. Come off. I was alright, apart from that stupid GPRS call out, which I could have disabled, but I forgot. I actually turn it off there. Anyway. So there might be a setting I'm missing. I don't know, because the configuration set in the approach, you'd think that'd be enough. You will get things like that with the Airbus, but it tends to be when you're not using a flap setting it's expecting. Lots of funny things going on today. Okay. And bring those flaps up. Hey, frames are really dropping here. Come on, guys. Work with me here. Ooh. Oh, there's an F-14 that looks like a much bigger plane. EH8, yeah, I think we're a bit big for this plane, aren't we? Oh no, there's a 319 marker there. Alright, we'll call it a day there, shall we? Okay, beacon can come off. Taxi light can come off. 100% in FPA, that's or APU, that's fine. And engines down. There we go. So, generally a good landing, apart from the airplane screaming at me. I'll have to look into that. Maybe something I'm missing in either a button I'm not pressing or something else, but I know how to turn it off. But ideally, I don't want to turn it off. I want to make sure the airplane knows what I'm doing, so it's not screaming at me. But yeah, pretty textbook, I think. Can't complain about that landing at all. And here's Mackay Airport. We've seen this before in 2020, but it looks pretty good in 2024. Wow. I've clipped, yeah, okay. This is why 777s don't come here. Oops. There you go. Looks like Nighthawk would have done the same thing. Anyway, huge thank you to everybody for joining today. I'm all crooked. I'm all crooked. Hope you enjoyed it. And next week we'll be getting back into the props, as I mentioned. We got a lovely flight plan in the works, I'm sure, from Nighthawk to take us down the east coast of Australia. Until then, have a fantastic week, and we'll see you here next week on Positive Rate. Take care, guys.